I want to thank John Cena for his service and everything he's done for this company. But we got to talk about a couple things, man. We're going to talk about this David Otunga situation, man. And shout out to my boy David Otunga. I got no problems with him. He was a good wrestler. He did his thing. I didn't like him at first. I thought he was boring. But as I got older, he just started to doing other things. And he's exposing the company and all this other shit. Starting to put more respect on his name. He's been through the mud. He got out the mud. He knew how the wrestling company was. So he's going to have some shit he's got to say. Like this whole John Cena thing, right? So he made a whole YouTube video, basically a lot of videos about what's going on, right? And the backstage heat and exposing what really happened behind the scenes, right? So he's saying that a lot of wrestlers were trying to hit on his wife named Jennifer and shit like that, right? Your favorite wrestlers, maybe it was The Miz, Randy Orton, CM Punk. It might be The Big Show. You know what I'm saying? Especially The Miz. It might be The Miz. You know what I'm saying? So you never know who was trying to fuck his wife. You know what I'm saying? So he get kicked out the locker room. You guys remember Ezekiel Jackson, right? He tells David that John Cena told me to take your bags to another locker room and that you're kicked out, right? We're trying to figure out why is he kicked out. You know what I'm saying? Because this is his first day. His first day in the locker room, and he's already kicked out, right? Now people are gonna say, well, didn't The Miz get kicked out and Chris Benoit treat him like shit? And look, The Miz was eating chicken or some shit. He had crumbs all over somebody's bags, like, you know what I'm saying? So he put himself in that situation, So anyways, he meets Cena a week later or some shit like that, and Cena just greets him, They meet each other, and Cena just was being nice because his wife was there, right? And he was trying to hit on his wife, right? So Cena was trying to hit on David's wife, right? Flirting and acting like a mark, right? Just gooing off. You know what I'm saying? Those one niggas, right? You see a woman, right? And you're just fan the fuck out. You're really trying to go out with her, hit that. You know damn well you have a girl. And she's probably not interested. And she just showed up, She's new here. And you already started, you know what I'm saying? So it's not comfortable and it's a little weird like that, So they have their first match on April 5th, 2010. This is 2 days before his birthday and 20 days before his marriage, right? He was hosting Raw. He was the Raw guest host, right? In his hometown, which is cool, man. That's very cool. Imagine being a Raw guest host on your first night on Raw in your hometown. Now, that'd be cool. That's like me guest hosting Buffalo on my first night. Like, damn, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, it would be cool if like YouTubers were like hosting Raw. You know what I'm saying? Especially like somebody like me or Dietrich or whatever just hosting Raw, man, in our hometown. That'd be cool though, but I don't even care for that. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, we have the match. David Otunga and John Cena versus Big Show and The Miz in the main event. Very cool, right? So he tells David when he tags him in the ring, welcome to the WWE. So that was the only nicest, pretty much the nicest that John Cena's ever been to him, right? Welcome to the WWE, and this and that, right? Just greeting him there. So we get to next week, right? We have the match between him and John Cena, right? He just listens to what John Cena tells him what to do. He says, listen, I got you. Just follow what I say because, like I said, he's the rookie and Cena's the new top star. He's the top star of this company. You know what I'm saying? So we fast forward 15 years later, and this is where John Cena was yelling at him, screaming at him and shit like that, right? And I need people to understand, just because you're the top star doesn't mean you can talk to anybody any kind of way. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care if you're Stone Cold, if you're The Undertaker, if you're The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta hold back and treat people with some respect, Problem is this, right? You got these fans out here just saying anything because Cena is their favorite. Or this is their favorite, right? No, dude. Sometimes in life you need to just shut the fuck up and be humble. Because without Vince, you probably wouldn't even be champion. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like Cena knew that Vince could just take this all away from him. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, Goldust taught David how to do some new moves. Because David, like I said, this is a few months later. If you have a rookie, if you have Goldust, who's a veteran there, a 30 plus year veteran, if I'm correct, in his 50s now, right? So he tells David what to do, right? Just teach him a move. It was a move where you put your hands on a rope and the person that's in front of you and you're taking a rope and you're hitting him in the chest, right? Just replay the video of what he's trying to tell you guys, because I can understand now what he's saying, right? And that's a good move. So Cena sells it horribly, right? See, John Cena's known for selling moves terribly, right? Throughout his career. You know what I'm saying? He's known for doing that. And he just gets mad and takes his shit on David Otunga. Like, dude, why the fuck are you mad? Because you messed up. Goldust, who's been there before you, Cody's big brother, has been there before you. You know what I'm saying? How long has Goldust been wrestling for? It's like 1987 or some shit. So he's been there for a while. This is the veteran. You're mad because you fucked up? No, if I was Goldust, I would have cut Cena the fuck out. I said, nigga, I've been here before, man. You was in fucking high school, nigga. Who the hell are you, nigga? You shouldn't be talking to me any kind of way like this, nigga. If anybody should, it should be the Vince McMahon, the ones writing our checks, bitch ass nigga. You're just some nigga from Westbury, Massachusetts, thinking you could talk to anybody any kind of way, dude. I don't care how many grand wishes you made, dude. You're a fucking bitch. You're mad because I taught him to move and you messed up? If I was Goldust, I would just went off on this dude. So here's what Cena tell David, right? After he sells it horribly. He says, man, fuck out of here. He just yells at him, just stops him out and shit like that, saying, you suck, you're boring, you should go back to FCW, you're boring as shit, you can't sell nothing, you suck. You know, just shit like that, just going off on David, right? You can't get mad because you messed up. And I hate people like this. And I can relate to some people that I knew, that I used to be around. They used to act like the same way Cena was. All verbal abusive, yelling at you because they fucked up. They don't want to take accountability of their actions, right? You know what I'm saying? So they get back So they get back to stage, into the locker room, and Cena just yells at him in front of the whole locker room. You know, David's just embarrassed, upset, couldn't fight back. You know, he was just shook. He's an upcomer, rookie. He's trying to understand his business. He's learning, you know? And I understand. People will say, man, well, he should have stood up for himself. Why he ain't seen nothing? I don't know. I don't care. That's not why I made this video. I'm not here to wonder why he didn't do it. But at the same time, bro, if you made a mistake, you can't get mad at that person. That's the point. You know? Now, people are going to suck off and say, man, like Booker T, this dirty ass Ace Spoon Cool. This is the same dude that had Triple H say, man, people like you shouldn't be champion. You're the type of dude who carries my luggage into the arena. And fits a man calling you a nigga on stage. Backstage. What up, my nigga? My nigga? And he want to say, man, I hate what a grown ass man said he getting bullied, man. You's a punk ass. No, straight up. He said, man, you's a punk ass. Tell him I'm getting bullied. No, it's really hilarious how he said that shit. Cause like, dude, you sound dumb. You're the same nigga got treated like shit by your own boss. So what are you talking about, dude? This is a situation where Cena crossed the line. So I think Cena and David had a promo or something. Or whatever, right? And Freddie Prinze Jr. wrote him a script and went teach him, brought him to classes, right? And Cena just went off on him, right? Again. You know what I'm saying? Just jealous. Talking down on him, right? And I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Because he's working with David and it just pisses Cena off. Because, you know, Cena's just jealous, you know? Cena was probably jealous. And he's saying that Cena might be a threat to him. The way he's mad and all this other shit, right? So, people are going to say, well, he's lying and all this other shit. Well, he had a program with Cena. Backstage. So don't you think Cena's going to be jealous and they're going to run into each other? And they were tag team champions for a while. Remember these guys were tag team champions? Cena took the titles, right? And had David look for them, right? Looking like an idiot because he didn't know what was going on and without nobody knowing what's going on. So Cena just took them with him, right? Cena runs into him next time and Cena just doesn't say a word. Just stays quiet, zoned out, right? So I need people to understand. Just because your favorite movie star or favorite wrestler is just putting out good wrestling moves and movies and shit and are so special on that TV, doesn't mean they're nice in real life. Doesn't mean they're very respectful. Okay? People need to understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's like a woman. She looks pretty, smiling and all this other shit. But at the same time, she might be stabbing you behind your back. So, people need to understand, just because you're the top star does not mean you can go around here, do whatever the fuck you want, say what you want to say. John Cena crossed the line. And David Otunga shouldn't be treated like that. Should not be treated like that. David Otunga has the best physique I've ever seen in my life. Like, he looks bigger than Cody Rhodes and CM Punk and the Usos. Dominic Mysterio. Like, if you have this guy in his prime today, this dude will pretty much destroy the whole locker room. Like, have him and Drew McIntyre as a tag team. It jacked up David. Now, I know he's small, but at the same time, you're not going to understand, he's in good shape. What is he, 45 years old? So he's saying he wants a match with Cena. Hey, have them wrestle. Why don't you make David Otunga come back for one more match or something? You know what I'm saying? But who cares, right? So, salute to David Otunga. He shouldn't be treated like this. You know what I'm saying? Even Vince McMahon said, you're doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? Because he said that Freddie told me, or Freddie told him that Vince said you're doing a good job and this and that. So imagine that, right? Your boss telling you you're doing a good job. And the top employee, you know, the top employee of the month or whatever, and that's Cena, just treating you like shit. You got your boss, you know, sticking up for you, just giving you your props. It keeps you a good motive, right? And that right there, more people should stand up for themselves after that. And there was times in life I didn't even know how to defend myself, you know? And there's times that I did. Like, at this job I was working at last year, right? What was it, in July? This one guy was, like, screaming, being verbal, right? And I was just going back and forth with him, right? This was a supervisor, by the way. I was arguing back with a supervisor. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where David's coming from. And nobody should be treated like this. I don't give a fuck if you're John Cena. I don't give a fuck if you're CM Punk. I don't care if you're Sylvester for Stallone or fucking Kevin Hart. You shouldn't be treating any people the way you want to. You should treat people the way you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? And if you have a problem, then just ignore them. You know, if you gotta yell sometimes because that person's being difficult, then go ahead. But you don't have to scream at them every fucking time over something that you made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? So if people want to yell at you because they fucked up, they're a piece of shit. Real talk. So anyways, man, salute to David Otunga. He doesn't deserve that. And with John Cena, I don't have a problem with Cena. You know what I'm saying? I really don't, but I'm disappointed in him. I'm disappointed, and he fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let me know what you guys think about this. I'm out. Peace out.